the cold, there's actually a case to be made that it can be harmful if you perceive it to be harmful and you don't know how to allow your body to react. So if you learn the benefits that could come from it, you learn how to do the breath work first, do that and change your physiology through the breath, and then learn as you teach, which I'm going to make sure my producer puts this into today's podcast. He and I actually discussed this previously and I botched it. And he says, don't let it take your inhale. Is that what he said?
I thought it was
Man,
the exhale.
now I'm messing it up.
I thought it was the exhale because I can inhale like
force you to inhale. Don't let it take your exhale. Thank you.
Yeah, because
man, leave that in that I messed up.
Yeah,
leave it in. It was. I think I was overthinking it.
Yeah,
and it was your line of don't let it take your exhale. And I think in my mind I was thinking don't let it take your breath away. Don't let it take your inhale. I was like no, not your inhale. It doesn't make sense. Don't let it take your exhale. Right. So what a difference that made for me. I was already doing the breath work. I was already doing the cold showers prior to our workshop together. But when I got into that bucket of ice water and you taught us as you get in on your exhale, it was an absolute game changer for me. I mean, even prior to that, I had already seen some of the benefits that came from just being in the cold and in the cold shower, but getting into it on the exhale was definitively a game changer. So yeah, I'm with you. Just getting people to start somewhere is absolutely brilliant. And again, I think if we go in that order of the commitment to the breath work, to the cold exposure, I think that's a great introduction for people. And you keep talking about inflammation. I think that's something that we can't stress enough because really, 80% of disease starts as inflammation. And we've got, in America alone, 88% of Americans have metabolic syndrome, full of inflammation. So, I mean, man, even if we don't go, I tend to go down the nutritional end, the sleep end, all these other facets.
Yeah.
If we want some almost, absolutely right, they all play their role, right? But if we want some almost instant response, we do the breath work and the cold. We can measure that, as you said, and we can see that inflammation come down. People can start to get healthier right in this very moment if they start some breath work. And man, that's the kind of stuff that I want to introduce people to, you know?
Yeah, I think it's really powerful to know that it's right under your nose. You know,
Amen.
I'm sure most listeners have, at least 2 minutes to alter the state. It's right under the nose. It's like, the more that I learned about it, it made more sense why maybe this is kind of like full circle back in the day when I was 17 years old and, my instructors in yoga class were talking about prana and life force and, and then you go to martial arts and they talk about chi and your, everything. It's like until you fully kind of recognize the power of the breath, it's like that's what they're talking about. That is the life force that's within all of us. And it's right under your nose. It's right under our nose. And it's like that thing that, all of the ancients would talk about in terms of bring the woo-woo to reality, which it's what brings the spirit to the physical. It's the breath. It's what brings, if you're religious, heaven to earth. It's what brings, the non-physical to that. It's right under our nose and it dramatically alters our state when you're able to tap into it. And it's like, okay, well, awesome. Let's teach people different techniques to do that because it's the game changer. It's the number one game changer that we have control over.
I got joy in the sadness, joy in the pain. Nothing keeps me down when